Alright, CSGO agenda here on DE train T-side. I'm just offline with bots right now. I did a basic overview of the map, and you know, there are some newer call spots for things, but just to give people a basic overview. Right now I want to talk a little bit about coordinating with your team. So again, this could be teams that are practicing to play in league, scrimming, or if you're just pugging and you want to win. So get the bat walking up on me. It's hilarious. So first, that the key thing is winning. So if you want to, just run out and get frags T side, that's great. But if your team isn't there to support you getting those frags, let me just turn this volume down a little bit. If your team isn't there to support you getting the frags, then it's not. They're not. You're not going to be able to, how do you say, bank on the impact. You're not going to be able to have an impact on the round. So you can run out, clutch 3K, 4K, and then have your guys lose in a 4v2. Mostly because the team isn't in a good position, so they don't know, like, first off, that you're going to be running out, say, T-Con, and be like fragging. So first things first, if you're an entry, if you're an opper, if you're going to be running out of your spawn to take advantage of your spawn in any position, then first things first is just call that to your team. Second thing is just timing, basic timing. So communication equals coordination, which equals timing. So you need to just be able to do some basic communication with the team, and part of that is from the beginning of the round, coordinating who's going where. So if you're going to go like a 5-man rush IV on this map, or a 5-man rush T-Con, or a 5-man rush B, then that should be a strategic thing. It shouldn't be just like, oh, this guy's going to go, he says, I'm going to go get a pick upper, and he comes up here, and then like the entire team just follows him like elephant footing down the the hall, making it so that even if this guy does get the pick up here, the other guys will already have either pushed through Ivy or be onto the fact that there's nobody else around T-Con, and be trying to flank here. So positioning is super important. So a lot of times, say, again, timing. So for a basic setup, T-side, 2 ladder, 1 T-Con or 2 T-Con, and 1 Ivy or 2 Ivy. So just like as a basic setup, the objective is essentially T-side to take up as much space on the map at the beginning of the round, without giving the CTs too much information, and getting in a good position. So if you've ever watched this map be played like on the high levels, and see like exactly how slow the round goes, teams will take all the way up to over less than a minute on the clock to get into position. So that means clearing every little corner so that they know that the the space that they have on the map is 100% secure, and they're not going to be surprised by any other people just like coming up behind them. So if you're pugging, you're not always going to be taking as much time getting up the map. It's going to play a lot faster, and so if you're playing like that, you'll end up baiting your team. So again, you want to space yourself appropriately. You want to communicate. So like if for beginning of the round here, God, the fucking bots are really annoying. I should just take the time to go get a practice server. I had done that before, it was nice. I'll make this video short. Basically, so if the beginning of the round, if we're doing a default, and 2 guys go Ivy and 3 guys go ladder, then there's nobody T-con. It takes a little while to get down the ladder, and if they smoke it off, then that gives the CTs all of this space. They can be all the way up, pushed in T-con, and then when you come down ladder, there's nothing you can do about it. They're already flanking you Ivy or T-con. So it's important to like at least always have 1 T-con unless you're going to be rushing B. And so if at the beginning of the round no one goes Ivy and 3 people go T-con and 2 people go ladder, I mean, if you're doing that as like some kind of strategic play, you know, I could see doing that depending on how they're playing Ivy. Like if they're pushing Ivy and you don't want to lose anybody there, you want to play back. Maybe one could be even camping like the bottom of the hall stairs, like T-spawn, like right there, watching the Ivy push. But basically, generally speaking, if people aren't set up right, you know, either communicate it or adjust it yourself. So if I'm coming here, if it's a 2-1-2 and there's 2 of us Ivy, 2 ladder, and 1 T-con, and I'm the other guy here Ivy, and I have the bomb, say, and then my other guy in front here, the entry, gets picked getting in position or is peeking aggressively, or the guy pushes. My job is to try to hide with the bomb then and try to like regroup with the rest of the team. So take the bomb back to an easier spot to work with. I suggest every round or you know, most rounds on the default to take the bomb either ladder or T-con. My basic setup is 2 come ladder, 1 person watches the push inside, whether you're playing in an open position like this or whether you're playing back, just watching the top of the ladder, and the other guy works down ladder. You can communicate with the guy T-con, so the guy T-con peeks around the same time that the ladder guy peaks, so I'll show you exactly how I would do that. That's actually the position that I play. So either I usually stack ladder or I stack T-con. So I come down the ladder here, I have somebody watching the inside push, so I'm not going to get flanked. And that's the 100% their job. And then if we take outside and we plant outside, that person will just be watching the flank. And there's one here. So I come out ladder, and when I... God damn it. Where's ladder? I'm gonna have to fight my way to the ladder! Okay, so what I was gonna say though is just like I slow peek the top of the 6 train. So first thing, you know, they could be pushed up behind the box there, ladder. If they're really aggressive outside, they could be like right behind me in the ladder room. And so that's why I need my guy T-con to peek. He can flash peek. I CT side always smoke the ladder just to counter exactly what I'm doing, because what I'm gonna do is clear like the E-box, the top of 5, the top of 6, and here, so that my guy can come out T-con, and then he's gonna clear here, behind here. Alright, the guys coordinate Ivy, the timing, they're pushing out Ivy, so this guy Ivy isn't looking at me. I can smoke Z. Plant for ladder. Ladder is the best plant. I mean, this is exposed to Z right there. Probably right here is maybe the best spot. But, you know, obviously there's a lot of places like Old Bomb and Z and Ivy here to defend. So if you can plant for ladder, it's a good spot. The other thing that I do is I'll stack T-con. So this would be 2 ladder, always 2 ladders. So you have to have somebody dedicated watching the inside. And I hear him flashing, or him. 2 ladder. I'll come out T-con. I'll flash out, and I'll push out either hell or top of 6. And then usually I have an opper behind me. So I guess you could say supporting me, but it's both, because When I have a rifle, I have so much more flexibility as far as like changing my aim. So like the opper will be looking there while I'll push up here, and I can clear if there's any pushed up real fast here. There, there, you know, these spots, and then the oppers pushes out and is peeking these angles here and here. Again, I said I don't want to make this video too long. Coordination, timing, teamwork, just really basic stuff. You know, ironically, like the higher the rank that I play in, you know, the more cocky people are, and they just think like they're too good to make calls, and they're just gonna, you know, they're the carry or whatever. So oftentimes when I'm in a game like that, like I personally don't really perform very well because I have a hard time just like if people don't know me, like just being like running out with my dick out, you know, and expecting my team just to support me because usually they don't, and then there's fail. And so I'd rather be a team player, and by doing that sometimes I'm not really performing because I'm like waiting to see like where my team goes. For example, like if fucking only one comes ladder, I'll come ladder to help push and make sure that we don't just get flanked in the ass. But, you know, typically I'm an entry, so that's pretty much like the opposite of what I'd normally be doing. So, anyway, yeah, sometimes I try to feel out my team a little bit too much, I guess. You know, it's like, it's good to feel out the team so that you can, like, have good teamwork, but on the other hand, you don't want to give your teammates too much respect because then they're just, like, running around like, oh, I get all the kills, so I'm freaking amazing, and not supporting you. And that's how you can actually end up just straight losing matches. Like, you know, when your top carry has like, you know, 40 plus frags and you're still losing because the team is just overconfident, frag chasing, not supporting each other. Just setting each other up is so huge. So again, if someone at the beginning of the round does call that they're going to do something, then you know, rearrange yourselves appropriately. Be a team player. And not every person can run out and go for the 3K. So this side, I'm running out T-Con. I'll call this. I'm running out T-Con. Everybody knows. So if they want to run out with me, they can. If they want to bait me, they can. You know, they can communicate what they're doing, or they cannot communicate what they're doing. But as long as they're in the right position, as long as they're in the right position, then they're doing their job. So, CT side. They said, they called me a traitor. Alright, CT side. You're gonna have one Ivy dedicated. One ladder, one holding ladder, one holding T-Con. So you can go Z or Old Bomb, or you can play from Hell. Again, doesn't matter where you're playing from as long as you're coordinated together and everybody's watching a spot. So, like T-Con, you're not just going to be standing here like fully exposed to T-Con like this unless you have your teammate working up with Crossfire. So. If you're going to be aggressive outside, you work the Crossfire, one coming up from Hell, so along this way, and then one pushing up ladder, and you work Crossfire. So this guy can look ladder, and then your guy pushing up there can look T-Con. And then, you know, if they push out one or the other, you can always smoke ladder. Like I said, I like to do a smoke ladder so that I can clear T-Con. And usually I play to counter the same spots that I play. That makes sense to me. And so, yeah, I'm telling you what I do, obviously, because I think that it's what makes the most sense to do for my playstyle. Like, obviously, everybody has a different a different play style. I'm a very aggressive player. So again, that range changes depending on what kind of team I'm playing with. If I have a lot of confidence in my team, I'll play back. I will, like I said, feel out more what they're doing and try to support them, because I do know all the spots and how to play and whatever. So if we need someone to watch a certain spot, I'll watch that spot. And but if anyways, if it looks like my team maybe needs someone to do some entries or get communication on CT side, then I'll play more aggressive. And so, but in doing that, I'm not always playing with the team. So if that makes sense, because you're hold still. Neither one of them are even looking at me. Yeah, alright, I hope you guys get something out of this video, and like I said, I'll try to get a practice server if I want to go over like more specific stuff, but this is really just a kind of a pep talk to like get people like talking more to each other. I think especially pugging, like this map, a lot of people, it's not always that they don't know the map, but just that it takes a level of coordination that a lot of people aren't really prepared for. So it takes a little bit of time out of your day to make some calls and communicate what you're doing. Oh crap, pull a wire! Anyway, and that will get you the dubs, and not always the top fragging position, but more wins that way, hopefully. And alright, good luck, have fun, like, subscribe, share, and let me know what you think about this video. If you have any questions about this map or other maps, I mean, I think that the information I was trying to go over today wasn't just so much about this map, because I think, like, if you're standing T-side on Inferno or Nuke or really any of the maps, there's the amount of space that you have to spread out is really important. So like CT side, if we're all really aggressive outside and then we're really passive back here, just holding like basic angles, then they can get out and they can push all the way out into the site, while we're all with our asses hanging out taking damage outside. It's really important that you have your team spread out, and be, like, you don't always have to play from upper here, but if you're playing up here, you'll be able to get a lot more information a lot faster. You can maybe get a pick and then fall back, and that's the name of the game. So especially if you're team playing, you pick and fall back, and more passive aggressive play style, and not just like YOLO. And sometimes you'll end up, like, for example, on this map, if they don't ever go B and you're playing the upper B position, you're sitting there going like, oh, they never go B, and you're at the bottom of the scoreboard or whatever. But when they do go B, just you be ready and you lay down your 3K and or get your pick and fall back, give information to your team, and again, if you win, that's what matters. It's not about everybody's KDR being fucking amazing. So I hope that's good information. Again, like, subscribe, share, ask questions. I want to go on about this, but maybe I'll make some more outlines for things if people want more specific information. All right.